We wondered why we got this reply so quickly.
Yeah, they're all scared of me. Even my cats.
We just thought we were out there was a lucky day.
Well, sometimes that's all
So
it
thank
takes.
you.
Not to say sometimes it's better lucky than good.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
how about you?
Hey.
Feel like a masked bandit.
Don't just hold up over your eyes.
It's on me. We do have a quorum, so regardless, I know I'm 99% sure Crystal will be here, but so, oh, she pulled out, so we'll be at 5:30 regardless.
Man, it's a full board tonight.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You say full board or full moon?
Could be both.
Right.
Crystal.
Very purple today.
Think about what your purse.
That's true.
Well,
It is
I
very
actually
purple.
meant the dress, but yeah, I guess I'm colorblind. This is what I see as blue. That's my blue.
I agree with that.
The shades.
She's saying she's wearing blue?
I think so.
Okay.
It looks purple to me, but that's good.
Yeah, me too, but
Dark blue. We'll go with.
I got a card that shows that I'm an old guy today, so maybe my eyes are going bad too.
No, mine is. That whole, that's almost like, that whole controversy of what color is this dress? I would,
Well, women, I think they have, was it more
You got
codes so they
20,
can see more shades
It's
of
getting
colors,
better.
while men are more like,
Better.
it's a lot less
Yeah, I mean,
colors, while
yeah,
women will feel like, oh,
absolutely.
that's like forest green, they're like, that's just green.
Why?
Down the
Actually,
opposite
why?
way.
Put on my baseball. I was blind before.
That's good.
Okay, I
like
call
that.
this meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Let the minutes show that we have everyone here. Also let the minutes show we did get a letter of resignation from Stephanie Cooper. She can no longer fulfill her duties here at the HPC. So we definitely appreciate her time on the board and wish her best in her future endeavors. I just forwarded that to you, Don, so you'll have it. Okay, first off, let's look at the minutes.
Very detailed, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The only correction I would make is I think there was just, you started a sentence and then you started another thought within the sentence, so this is the only thing I think you might want to delete.
It's like me back in school.
At least I think that's there, but I could be wrong, because I don't remember saying that, so. I think Bud may have stated that the board had no authority to enforce that, but I don't believe I said that. Thank you.
we get to, mask's getting in my mouth. Okay. When we get to that point, I'll accept a motion to, I'd entertain a motion to accept minutes as changed.
I should also say, like, under new business where it says, like, the main street, like, the murals, like, there's no smoking sign. I don't remember if I said it will actually be removed because it's still there, so I don't know if that needs to be changed or not.
Did you want me to look at the recording?
Maybe, I don't know if I actually said it or not, I just know it's not been removed at all, so.
I'm looking to accept.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to accept as amended. And pending that check of the recording for that last, the second last paragraph. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Has been seconded. Any other discussion on minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes are accepted. Okay, first up today is 358 North Main Street. Signage for the Wild Duck Tattoo. Oh, they're not.
Check to see if they're on.
Hello.
Anywhere?
Oh, yes. Mhm.
It's pretty simple, it's just a sign.
Yeah.
Issues with it.
And it's a hardy material.
Yeah, I mean, they're not out there with
Don,
Sharpie markers on.
the Wild Duck Tattoo, is it the size that signs are allowed before that building? It says 40 by 70.
The sign is permitted.
That's wonderful.
And what is the, I don't recall seeing it, maybe I overlooked it, but what are the parameters on,
But they're made of?
no, I'm drawing a blank right now, on the neon signs.
Oh, like the open sign?
Like the Wild Duck looks like it's
Oh.
neon as well.
Oh, okay, in the window,
In
the
the
sign
window.
window. There's just a neon tube, the Wild Duck, and this is open underneath. That's on the inside, how does that fall when it's on the inside? Glass?
Most signs,
We didn't classify it
Yeah,
as a sign being the fact it was on the inside.
yeah, that's what I figured, so with it being on the inside.
you've come across that once or twice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's no limitations, or just for my own reference,
Yeah,
anything along that line?
I don't have to look at it, but yeah, off the top of my head, I would think.
That fall under city ordinance, I'm not sure that there is anything on record. Like they can't have reflective surface, like it can't be, the tinting can't be reflective copper, we can't allow that. And I don't think they can.
It can't flash.
Yeah, can't flash. There's things in there and it looks solid and,
Only be on when they're open.
yeah.
No other color issues or anything like that?
It's not a lit sign, is that correct?
That's what we're.
No, it's just painted.
As signage.
Sign.
And we kind of went against protocol. We should have had a motion second before we talked about it.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to accept the sign as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Has been motioned. Do I have a second to accept the sign as presented? I'll go ahead and second that. Now we can discuss further. I think it falls under all the requirements of proper signage in downtown, so just my personal opinion. It's not unattractive.
So when I'm looking at the standards, I only have 2015 in front of me. It says under signage, it says not appropriate internally illuminated signs. Would that be considered a neon sign, or what is that?
Yeah, that would be if, let's say that Wild Duck Tattoo sign outside and it had lights inside to light it up.
So which sign are you talking about?
Oh,
She's talking about the,
like right here, like in the
Yeah,
window.
okay, yeah, I thought,
yeah,
I
entrance.
thought we were questioning, we were talking about
Oh.
the one above the door.
That's
I think-
what's on our agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was also throughout the wild dog, it's kind of neon one, so whether or not that's allowed or not.
That would be up to Don's on that.
We didn't have a problem with it.
Any more discussion on the 70 by 40 sign as presented? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, they get their,
I do just have one question, like, since they hung it up before even being approved, like, what are we going to do to keep this from happening? And that might be something that, like,
Yeah.
like, because, I mean, I saw this sign in Graphic Guardian, like, told today, I'm like, hey, and they picked up, told them they have to get approved by Main Street and HPC, and she's just like, I don't deal with that stuff, not okay, so, you know, this is probably gonna keep happening.
Yeah.
If it keeps happening, that means more businesses are coming downtown in that TA, but, you know, it's just something to ponder how we keep this from happening.
well, we're gonna have a work session.
Yes.
Don and I have talked about having a work session, talking about the actual, not just the standards, but also outreach and focus. So that'd be a great thing to put on that.
Okay.
And we'll get some dates out. I want to get this meeting under our belts, then we're gonna have that one.
Okay, that's good to know.
Next on the agenda, 403 South Main Street. Is Rachel here or anyone for?
She's virtual.
She's virtual, okay. So it is siding and screens on the porch enclosing a exterior porch.
Does anyone know when this work was actually done?
She says she's on, can she talk to her?
So she,
Oh. Okay,
Just 1 second, Ashley's going over there so we can.
she's all virtual, so she won't be able to hear you. Don't look like that.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome.
Rachel, you'll have to unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a toddler. That's no scream.
Oh, that's okay.
I
Most of us-
understand.
Yeah. When did you start the work on your porch?
I think he started it, maybe 2 months ago. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him since I was told I had to do this.
Rachel, who is your contractor?
His name's Rick, and he's from Lafayette. What?
Who do you need a permit for?
He's from Lafayette area. I have his last name on his chest, but I don't really. There's somebody a friend recommended. He doesn't have a business or anything. But he won't be the one finishing it because he won't contact me back.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate, yeah. Bruce Dunham from Crawfordsville is the one that's gonna be doing the siding and finishing the work.
And the siding, is it a similar color and style to what's on there now?
No, so what's on right now is aluminum, but I can't find aluminum right now because there's a shortage. And vinyl, just slate blue is what I wanted to do it in, but I'm not.
So are you
I got it.
residing, Rachel, hello, this is Karen Walter. Are you residing the entire home or you're just proposing to reside this porch?
The entire home and it's new siding.
Okay, so if we could go back, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask, could you tell us the thoughts on, how this project got started and why you decided you wanted to enclose the porch and take away the columns that are historic to the house?
They were rotting away and we tried to like fix the bottom before, but they were rotten from the bottom. And then the wood on the porch was rotting on the sides, so I just was trying to make it look better.
Yeah, the columns were rotted because we used to, Chad Moore and I used to mow that yard when it was a repo house and the bank owned it. We used to go over and mow and the porch was in really bad shape. So I understand why, that's the reason why they took most of that stuff off.
Okay,
Because I know half of it was missing anyway.
Was it?
So, yeah.
so Rachel, the porch has been then relayed as well, because we don't have a picture of that inside detail. So I was wondering what work has been done on the inside that we can't see on the pictures that you submitted.
The inside doesn't have any work done to it yet.
And what is your plan?
I honestly don't really know. The guy said something about laying like a vinyl on it. But with this other guy taking over, I tried to talk to him to find out exactly what he was wanting to do, but he said he had to come over and look at the porch again. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do with the wood on there. I think he's basically saying he has to take down what the guy did because I didn't speak on it.
So is the porch structurally sound?
Yeah. It was just the edges of it that you can see. But like to walk on the side.
Over here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know you said you tried to repair them, Rachel. Did you ever give consideration to just maintaining the integrity of the home and keeping the pillars and just replacing the pillars and the porch?
I mean, honestly, I didn't like the porch being completely open without having some sort of enclosure. Just because it's just all exposed, and I mean, now I can at least keep the kids' strollers out there and without fear of anything being stolen off the porch. It's not like it's the best neighborhood, to be perfectly honest.
So you have plans to put on a front door on this porch and put in windows or just screens?
I was just gonna do screens.
Well, I really like the idea that you want to replace the siding on your home. I drove by your home, and it's great that you want to invest in your home, and I applaud you for doing that. It's a lot of work, and it's hard to maintain when you have kids. And my concern is perhaps that your plan isn't as detailed as what we might need or would like to see or have an understanding of. So that it could stay historically accurate, or at least within some accuracy to the neighborhood and the area.
Okay.
I agree.
I don't know. I mean, like the back of my house, whoever lived here before, the back of my house, there's a window that doesn't have any kind of siding around it.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. And yeah, I saw that, you know, again, I appreciate that you want to work on it and do work for it, so that's great. Are you thinking of doing anything with the gutters? You've got some trees growing out of your gutters too.
Yeah, that was the plan when they were gonna do the siding, they're gonna clean all those. I thought about gutter guards. I just haven't been able to price them yet. You can imagine it's kind of pricey to size a house this size, so
It is, yes, I completely understand.
I haven't been able to price the gutters to see if I can do those yet or not.
And I just want to refocus this back to the porch, because that's what's before us at the moment. My concern with the standards is it does not, a lot of this work is done, so our hands are a little bit tied. In the historic standards for our neighborhoods, it really does not like, it says recommends against enclosing porches. But the work is done.
Yeah.
Where, where in the standards of this?
In the South Frankfurt and Christian Ridge, it's on porches and patios. So I'd rather it came before us beforehand, but this is where we're at.
Well, I would argue the point, that it's not done. And is it done well? What is done?
Well,
So I guess I don't feel comfortable saying, giving it an okay to continue without knowing whether or not it's really actually to code or what they're doing to code and that there's a plan on what she's doing.
yeah, we're just aesthetics. Don will take care of the codes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, if the building inspector gets involved in that,
Yeah.
then they can supply us information. So, and then once the building, to me, if the building inspector goes through and okays everything, and then maybe we can have another, sit down and talk about what the plan is, what it's gonna look like. So,
Well, I think, Bud McQuaid speaking here, I think the thing that I'm really interested in is what it's going to look like. So, I understand you've taken pictures of the construction aspects of it, but I'd like to see something that shows what, in your eye, is the finished product. Yes, we are looking at historic preservation, and your house is in that district, as is mine. But I'd like to see something more definitive, like, is it vertical siding? Is it horizontal siding? Is it, double 4? Is it double 5? Is it 8 inch?
I think it's worse.
No,
He
that's,
has said-
I don't know.
Oh.
that's on the back, that's for the
Okay.
house, but we're talking here about the porch at this point in time. So I'd like to see something just a little bit more, this may be something that you've got to get with your contractor, or you, and I'm assuming your husband has something to do with this, sit down and say, what do we want? You could even show us a picture, this is what our vision is.
I'll like find a house that looks similar to that, like.
Oh, sure, I'm sure there's something out there that you can say, this is where I got my inspiration. And take a picture of it and bring it to us. You can either take it and then, you can email it up to Don's office, and then you can distribute it to us. I think what you're doing, I understand why. But I think we're also challenged here by the city to uphold certain historic preservation guidelines.
So I just have a question. When was your house built? Can you hear
It
me?
was like, I don't know, 1919 or 1920 something.
Yeah.
It's about old, I'm not sure.
It's a 20s style house.
But
Yeah, I sent a picture of the siding that I was wanting to use, so that I was just gonna use the same thing on the whole.
So that movie on the.
Yeah.
Well, there are a multitude of products out there that, you can choose from that kind of stay with the historic view. I understand you're going to use a double lap siding vinyl on the rest of the house, which will look like lap siding that was put on the house back when it was built. But if your porch, that's what we're discussing right now. Obviously, previously, you had columns there. I'm not saying you got to put columns back, but you can give, the illusion of columns to meet with that style, of the historic, and meet the historic preservation of that neighborhood. There's a lot of things you can do here. Speaking of,
I guess I can't picture it. I know with columns or whatever and closed, I can't. Unless I don't know.
I understand, and I'm not trying to make this a difficult process for you, but here again, my background of being a builder for 35 years, I understand the dilemma that you're going through, trying to find the right balance to make your house look and we want you to, very respectful to the neighborhood and to you. Because it's obviously, it's an interpretation of you and your family's, standards.
Mhm.
But we just don't want you to throw an apple and an orange together, and pardon the pun there, you know. So frankly, I have a hard time saying, yep, go ahead and finish it, without seeing just a little more information. And perhaps, you know, if you're going to put your faith and trust into this gentleman from Crawfordsville, then he should be over here giving you guidance. That's part of being a contractor, is being able to give guidance.
And he could come and talk to us too, because he might be able to describe like doing more.
Well, that's a possibility, but it's not necessarily that he does have to, because that may accrue a cost to the homeowner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, there are pictures, you know, there are
Mhm.
dozens of homes out there that might, you know, meet what you're trying to achieve.
Mhm.
So that's my position. Right now, I have a hard time saying, yep, go ahead and build it.
And also for the homeowner, it would be good if she knew exactly what the contractor was gonna do as
Oh,
well.
absolutely. You know, you're kind of flapping in the breeze here just a little bit, not knowing which way that your contractor works for you. You know.
Well, right, well, the original one isn't called to talk, and so this other guy,
It's frustrating for you, and I understand that. And we're not wanting to try to frustrate you anymore, but I was thinking, in order for us to assist you in getting your house perhaps to where you, in your mind's eye, see it, I think you need to do a little more homework.
Yeah, this is Tom Morrison, and I'm gonna say that we need to have the homeowner contact the contractor and get with the building inspector first, go over everything that he's gonna do, and then we have all of our information from the building inspector and the contractor. So then we can come back and we can look, and maybe we can get some more designs or some more pictures of what it's gonna look like. So then everybody's on the same page.
I have another question for you. When you started this project with your earlier contractor, did you provide him with a scope of work? In other words, did you put in writing what your visions were, what you expected, your expectations, and that he should build according to that scope of work? I don't know.
I just told him that I wanted it enclosed so that my son could go on the porch, and so, you know, like, it was a little safer, because I don't have a husband, and, you know, with
Okay,
two.
well, I appreciate that, I really do, that you're obviously
And
looking
then-
out for your family.
Yeah,
But I think
Oh,
in
right.
order for you to have a successful project here, you need to put it in writing what you want, even provide a picture showing exactly what you see, what you want to see, and that needs to be provided to the contractor. If you allow him just to do what he wants, then you're gonna pay for what he's gonna give you. That may not be what you really wanted.
right.
Rachel, this is Karen Walter again, and I think Bud's suggestions are good ones. As you prepare your plan, I personally would like to know what your plan is for materials and the porch itself. Are you going to clad it with wood again? Or, again, have a little more detail with regard to the entire porch itself and what you envision and the materials that you'll be using for that porch. Because it looks like originally it was wood, and you said that it was rotting. Historically, it
When I
would have
moved
had a
in,
wood porch.
Fell
So,
over it, like, carpet or whatever when I moved in, and it was really bad, so we ripped that up, and then it was just like the edges of the wood, so I mean, I obviously want to cover it with something because it doesn't look good, it's, you know, old wood. But yeah, I don't even know what I could put down besides other carpet. Don't really do any, this is the first time I've ever done stuff like this, so.
Well, I think just the consensus of the board is we just spend a little time with your new contractor. You have a vision of what you want it to look like. He'll help you or they'll help you. Go on Google, find some wrapped porches that, hey, this is what I want. I want this to look like. And then you come back to us with that vision, and then we'll be able to let you know. So is that
Okay, so can someone send me like something for the remain and the vision of the home or whatever? Cause I don't, like I said, I can't visualize like a wrapped front porch that holds the historical standard or whatever you guys, look at on a, that's something you guys really know. When I drive around my neighborhood, not a whole lot seems to uphold, the standard or whatever. So I don't have a lot to base it off of. I mean,
yeah.
you guys obviously know that.
That's a tough one.
Is it a possibility, Don, that
Just 1 second.
you can reach out to her?
We will, we'll call her tomorrow and try to get her to understand. I know what direction we're trying to get to.
Okay.
And, we can reach out to her and have a little conversation with her.
Don Stock in the building services department, Rachel are gonna call you tomorrow and help you along with the process. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all that you're doing, and we definitely appreciate it. You can, I think we'll just table this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. So we're gonna table this for now, and then the staff and folks, and we're also available. Don knows how to get a hold of all of us.